Have you ever heard of Solomon's paradox? It's a human tendency to give really good advice and then not be able to follow it ourselves. So it's almost like we're really good at telling other people what to do, but in our own situations, we can't figure it out. In today's video, we're going to talk about this strange paradox, and then we're going to talk about some ways that we can better listen to our own really good advice. For those of you new to the channel, my name is Tammy Provenzel. I'm a physical therapist and a life coach. Over the years, I've seen very limited resources or guidance for caregivers. So I started this channel to be a resource for caregivers who are caring for their aging parents. So Solomon's paradox and the idea that we as humans often give really good advice and then don't follow it ourselves. As caregivers, I think it's even harder because we have the added emotional involvement and personal stakes that are involved with caregiving for our parent, as well as the overwhelm of everything we deal with every day. It makes it even harder, I think, to take a step back and be able to see things objectively. So when we think about being able to see things subjectively versus objectively, subjectively is when we're really in the situation. We only see it from our perspective, like we're in the middle and surrounded by it all. An objective perspective allows us to step back a little and see things from a little bit of distance, and usually we get a better view when we do that. So when it comes to Solomon's paradox, the very first thing is to acknowledge it. It's a very human thing that we're doing. So if you notice internally that you have some really good ideas about how to do this caregiving thing, and then you find yourself in the middle of it all, not doing any of it, forgive yourself. The second idea is to reflect. After a situation is passed, reflect on it. Ask yourself some questions from that more objective perspective. What happened in that situation? What might I do differently next time? And then ask for an external perspective. Ask someone close to you, a part of a support group, or even a professional, a therapist, what their perspective is. What's their advice? What would they have recommended in this situation? The idea of perspective, going from a more subjective, in the middle of it all kind of situation to a more objective perspective, can be really beneficial. A great strategy to practice taking our own advice a little is if we pretend that we're talking to our best friend, that your best friend is telling you the story of what just happened. What's the advice that you would give them? So I hope that today's video did a couple of things. First of all, I hope it helped you to realize that we're all human and we often don't take our own advice. And the second thing is to give some ideas that we could maybe use so that we start to listen to our own advice a little more. Thanks for watching. Please let us know if you have any strategies that you use that helps you to listen to the own advice that you know is good.